guys. Just wanted to come out here and say, make sure you hit up Underdog Wireline, man. These guys really know what they're doing. They got it going. I've worked with them personally on the field. I know you've heard me say it 100 times, but it's the truth. So look, they offer emergency shower trailers. They offer lay-down machines. They offer cool-down trailers. They even offer wireline, slick line, braided line, whatever you need. They probably got whatever line that you want, bro. So hit these guys up. Give them a call at this number, and support them like they support us.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Patch Boys here with some more exciting news. So we got a little partnership going with Colin McClellan, also known as Frack Slap. You guys know him from the podcast. And, of course, the people from the industry know him as the Roughneck from West Texas, doing big things, right? So he's got a new app coming out. It's called the Collide app. It's a community-based app for oil and gas industry. It's a public forum, basically, where you can go join in conversations with other people that are like-minded or have like jobs in the oil business or different jobs, right? It also has a YouTube platform where you can search videos and learn about anything in the oil field. It features AI. You can also ask direct questions to and get a direct answer really quick. Man, and if you're looking for a job, Collide Jobs is there to help, man. This is an all-inclusive app, fantastic for the oil and gas industry. I hope you guys can join the Patch Boys there. Thank you. Hey, what's up, everybody? Patch Boys here with the big announcement. So Best, which is one of our sponsors here at Patch Boys Podcast, is going to have Best Turkey Fest. They've had it for a couple years now. This is going to be at the Horseshoe Arena, November 16th. It's going to be a wider range of things going on, right? They're going to have food trucks so you can eat, some cold beer to drink. There's going to be a free car show going on with a burnout booth. They're going to have tons of family fun going on. So if you guys can make it, show up. You'll see the Patch Boys there. They also have a wider range of sponsorships. So if you're looking to help the community, if you're looking to contribute, and you want to be a sponsor, they have sponsorships ranging from bronze to platinum. That'd be $500 to $5,000, and you're going to be feeding a wider range of families, all the way from 5 families to 80 families, depending on what you can do, right? But if you want to help and you want to jump in and be a sponsor, man, it'd be widely appreciated. We appreciate you guys, and we appreciate Best. Thank you. Hey, what's up, everybody? Patch Boys back again. We got a couple of guests today. I know previously in the past we had a discussion with Allan, who's one of our guests right now. He's from another episode that we did. And, of course, in that episode, he mentioned our other guest, who is Dustin Seaweave Weaver. And, of course, another name, Charles, as well. If you know him by Charles, that's a government name, you know what I mean? But, we had a conversation with Allan back then, and he kind of planted the seed in my mind to have Dustin come down, and graciously Dustin flew out here to be on the podcast with us tonight. So, we're happy to have him, and we're going to get right into it, man. So, how you doing, man? It's been a while.
Good. Yeah, thank you for having me.
How many years has it been now that you left Midland?
I left June 2020. So, about 4.5 years.
Fuck, man, that was right before COVID. Right?
It was it was March 2020.
Oh, it was 2020. Yeah, you're right.
So everyone was home for a few months.
Yeah,
toilet paper.
And in June I came up, and that was like the funny part, because I was excited to move to Austin, but it was like right as everything shut down.
Damn,
so
that's fucking crazy.
I didn't really get to enjoy Austin for like at least a year, close to 2, really.
And how's it treating you? Is that you everything you wanted it to be and more?
It's my vibe. Yeah,
that's what's up, man. Yeah, I mean, I know for a while you were already kind of itching here. You know, yeah. So for those of you, a little backstory. Dustin used to work with me as customer service. It's an office job. It's like a position in between operations, who's preparing the equipment, and sales, who's requesting the equipment. And he was essentially the go-between. Extremely stressful job. Anybody who works that job knows you're essentially taking shit from every person on every fucking level. And so I give a lot of love to the people that do that fucking job, because it's stressful as fuck. I mean, it's constant. You know what I mean? So he did it for years, and now he's doing his thing. One of which is judging, of course, but that's one of many trades that I see you embark on right here. Are you still on Patreon, by the way?
No.
Oh, you stopped that one?
I removed
Everything.
all things, everything boxing, which I became a judge.
Fantastic.
I don't even have an opinion on social media anymore.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Like, because it got really clean really quick.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
I was wondering if people like just saw like the wall that hit one day. We were like, I just no predictions, no like this or that. Like I just people tag me like, what do you think, bro? I just don't respond, and it's like nothing personal.
Yeah,
like,
that's crazy, dude.
I just
that is crazy.
That's what they tell us
to turn off like what you've loved. So
it's
long.
tough. It's tough. Like that was one of the things they say as official. You're no longer a fan. So it's
yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, you can be a fan in your house alone.
Yeah. Judging scorecards and shit, but it's badass because I know for years we talked about we're probably the only motherfuckers who enjoyed boxing out of anybody that I knew besides my family. So for years we talked about the shit fucking judging, dude, like all the time. But it's cool that you finally get to do something now that you're in the world. How much fucking empathy do you have for the people we shat on back in the day?
You know,
I say we because we shat on those motherfuckers.
It's funny you brought this up because I actually was talking about this the other day to somebody. I was like, you know what? We were probably a little hard. Because now I understand. We get the luxury of sitting on the couch with the TV, getting the perfect view at all times.
Yeah.
And with the judge, I see it now. You got 1 and 1 and 1. You're kind of seeing a different fight. Like if the dude's back is up against the ropes and he's up against, I don't really know what the dude is landing in front of him. Mm-hmm. So like I can't really count those.
Yeah.
So like I might not be counting that, but though that judge and that judge see some clean shots to the side, and they might go that way, and I might go that way in a very close round. And on TV, it might seem, oh God.
Yeah.
Crazy robbery, they're cheating.
Yeah.
But when you're really set up like that a fight can really be dictated by one punch. A round can be. Mm-hmm. Like it literally can come down to like the last punch because it can be that close and like the swinging meter. So it's very acceptable to see these split decisions or judges that stagger. Like I totally get it now. Yeah. And I was probably a little hard. And I still like I kind of laugh because I do after the fights. I go read social media and like it doesn't matter what the fight is. It just doesn't matter. Yeah. Someone's gonna complain. There's a robbery. They trash the judges and I just stay quiet and I don't let it bother me.
Now you're on that side.
I get it. But it's not fair. Now that I'm on this side and I've seen it like. Mm-hmm. It's really not fair. The TV is very easy to see. Mm-hmm. You're getting the perfect view of every punch that lands.
Yeah, I've always wondered why the change in combat sports, period, whether it be MMA or it be boxing or whatever it is. In my mind, I've always thought, why don't they sit ringside instead of literally canvas side? Because you're essentially canvas side, right? You're literally up against the ring.
Oh yeah, I can put my elbows on the
right. So my thought was always, why don't they have something ringside, which most of them do? They have tables, right? In the pros, you see the pros, they have the tables where they sit on, the ones that famously people fall out of the ring on top of and shit, and the judges there like, oh shit. But I don't understand why monitors aren't used. Has that come up? Like, the people talk about that shit, like why monitors aren't used for judges? I know why. I know why CompuStats aren't used, right? Because then everybody would just go off of what the CompuStat is, right? And the CompuStat for everybody.
Like,
so
they don't matter to the judge.
No, do they supply monitors for you guys? No, right? That's what I mean.
No, I've never even thought about that or heard about that.
That's crazy, right? For me, because if you notice the commentators, especially in the UFC. In boxing, I've seen some others, some not, but in UFC they have monitors. So like Joe Rogan, all these guys, they're watching a monitor, and they're looking up and looking down and looking up and looking down, kind of cross-checking what their eyes see to what the monitor sees and all these camera angles, which seems smart to me if you're going to judge a fight for the exact same thing that you just explained a little bit ago, right?
Right. And I totally said that I'd never heard of that, and then you said UFC, and it just reminded me that I judged an event, and this nice old man official told me that what were we talking about?
Monitors.
The monitors.
The monitors, yeah.
He was telling me, because I'm not used to UFC.
Yeah.
I judged an MMA event. That went pretty well though. But he was telling me that they had monitors for when like it gets to a part where the cage it's like blocked by that thing. I don't really know. I'm not used to it. So they had monitors, and I was like, oh wow, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, because you guys don't get the obstruction post. In the octagon,
We don't have the obstruction posts.
Yeah,
That is exactly
in the
why.
octagon, those posts
so that
are in
makes
the way.
sense because he was saying like if they're right there, like you can't see it.
Yeah.
So that's when you bam, you go to the monitor. And I was like, that's cool.
Yeah,
But for boxing, yeah, I mean it's
an open
you can
ring.
see it.
Yeah.
You got to go up and down sometimes with the ropes. Depends on the eye level and where they're at in the ring. I like to stand, but I mean you're always kind of
On a swivel.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's it. It's so fucking crazy, man. When I saw that, I was really happy for you because I know it's something that you have a passion for. And actually, Ricky, so
Yeah.
the first podcast that I ever heard of started in Midland was Dustin's.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the Sweet Science class, correct?
Yeah.
The sweet science.
That's crazy.
class.
And so you, what was the studio's name that you were out of that you were doing episodes out of?
I
You
don't remember. It was
It was downtown though, right?
right around here.
This area, yeah.
Yeah. That wasn't that guy named like Paul?
Shit,
Paul Garza? I think that's his name.
Yeah.
I think I'm
Garza, huh?
Paul Garza.
I don't know.
Might be just making that up, but I think that's him.
You know what's
Yeah.
crazy is that the first podcast I ever saw from him was my man Allen's.
Really?
yeah.
and we learned that
I
about
was
Adam.
trying to get you on the podcast when
What
I was
podcast?
doing. This was in like 2019. It was off-brand everything, and like I was reaching out to you because you had the Sweet Science on Facebook, and it was like a group. And I was like, I knew that like you were like into boxing
Yeah.
and like you knew a lot about it, and I knew you liked hip hop, and I'd see you at
Yeah.
shows and stuff in
Yeah,
Odessa
yeah.
too. So I figured we could talk music.
Man,
and
I don't
boxing
remember that.
and
I would've
stuff.
totally done
Dude,
that.
it's been a
That
long
sounds
time.
fun.
It's so long ago.
Do
So
you
that was
still do it?
pre-COVID. No, the
don't
podcast's
do it.
not anymore. No. I'm kind of like the same. I'm like, I completely got off social media and just disconnected completely,
Yeah.
like pre-COVID and stuff. But, I mean, like, you always seem like you were into boxing and like a boxing purist and enthusiast. So, like, how did your, passion with boxing and your fascination with it, like, where did that start, like, kind of to where you are now, like, officiating and
It
stuff like
started
that?
from birth because my grandpa was a judge.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, in the 80s and 90s, he was a judge. So I remember watching all the Tyson fights, and I mean, I remember watching De La Hoya, Trinidad, when I was like 13. Like, I grew up watching boxing and wrestling, and like loved both. Probably liked wrestling a little more.
Remember when they would box on WWF? What was that called?
Yeah,
Bradshaw would box in it,
it was
remember?
one of the Bradshaw.
Yeah, it was like tough man boxing.
Yeah, I don't remember,
They
but
just
they do gimmicky things with
Yeah.
boxing and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was the same for me. And that's where we connected. We're two completely fucking different motherfuckers, man. Like if you were like, hey, how the fuck if you look at our like resume of people, the type of people we are, how the fuck did you guys like? It's crazy, right? But boxing is what brought us together. Like when it was about boxing and football, we're sports enthusiasts,
Yeah.
like all together, right? And we'd sit there and fucking talk about all this shit when we were kids. Wrestling being one of them as well, because I always tell, and we've said it before, Rick, we lived in our youth the golden age of boxing and wrestling.
We did.
This shit will never go back.
The Attitude Era.
And basketball.
Never.
The Attitude Era versus at the same time the NWO shit. It
Oh,
was
of
just-
course, dude.
Y'all watch Mr.
It's
McMahon?
amazing.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that
it
was
was
that
great.
got me going too.
That
dude.
that was a lot of people were like, man, it's so fucking brutal and all this shit. Like, why?
Dude, that's
Yeah.
the greatest showman on earth.
It was, dude. It's good, man.
That's a-
I thought it
Americana.
was,
Yeah.
I thought it was 50-50.
Yeah.
I thought it paid him homage.
Yeah.
But it's told the
Yeah.
truth.
Yeah,
I mean, those text messages were wild.
Dude, they didn't
For
even read
sure.
the text messages,
Nah.
man.
Yeah, they just talked about them.
Whenever it's an NWO and
They
all
were
that
showing
stuff,
screenshots
I
on
mean,
the screen.
I don't even
Yeah, they did.
That's
They
true,
did. I
yeah.
mean, if you read some of that shit, it's fucking crazy.
They're hilarious.
It's
Dude,
crazy.
like
Crazy.
The storyline of Stephanie was going to be pregnant and he was going to be
He was going to be the dad. Oh my god! Thank
I'm
God
glad
that
that
shit
was
turned
that
drew the
down.
That would have fucked me up in the head.
What the
I
fuck
was
is
young
he-
watching this shit. You know what I mean? I was really young.
How the fuck do you even pitch that?
Yeah. I have a funny fucking story about that actually.
Or he said, "Go if you really want this, go ahead and stab me.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
if you don't, that tells me like you don't
You're
want
a
it."
pussy.
Off camera. Off
Yeah,
camera.
it's funny. It's funny when I was a kid because all this shit was going on when I was a kid, and I remember watching wrestling. And I don't know if you guys remember the wrestler Val Venus.
Oh yeah,
You remember Val Venus?
Porn star.
big sexy
Yeah.
or it's like
Oh no, he
Sexy
was all
time.
hello, ladies.
yeah.
He was
That
a
was
straight
Val
up
Venus.
porn star.
Yeah,
100%,
that's it.
right? That's how that's what his character was. And I remember a particular episode where I don't know who the other wrestler was. I don't know if it was Yakuza, something like that. I don't remember the wrestler's name, but I remember that he had like little minions that were part of the Yakuza gang or whatever the fuck. And they kidnapped Val Venus one day for something, getting with one of their girls or something or other, right? And they go in the back and they have this little guillotine set up. And of course, the guillotine is perfect shape for his dong. You know what I'm saying?
That sounds kind of
yeah.
Yes. And so in this episode of Monday Night Raw, I'm watching this shit and they essentially cut off his penis, right?
choppy pee-pee.
Yeah. It's fucking funny, man. And so when it's crazy that shit was on TV and that we were fucking watching it, right? This era, like now, it's insane, bro. Everybody would have getting across the fucking board. Everyone's canceled. You know what I mean?
Hey, bra and panty matches.
Oh yeah, bro.
Just
Glory days of
when it was showing, that documentary just refreshed my memory, and I was just like, holy shit, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I
Yeah.
knew when you're 12 years old playing dodgeball, throwing suckets.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
that's not cool.
Hey, walking into third grade throwing up wolf pack.
Too sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, it's not cool. We were doing some wild shit real young.
Yeah,
And
100%.
thought it was totally okay.
Yeah.
Xbox
Yeah, no.
doing that shit. Like, it's fine.
And most of those motherfuckers are psychos now, dude.
Hey, the Chris Benoit thing.
Oh yeah, bro. That was
that
that
kinda
was
like,
that
oh,
was the
shit.
worst stain on wrestling.
Dude, the compilations
Ever.
of him just headbutts, the flying headbutts.
That was his
Dude.
finisher.
fucking
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, and that's what essentially that's what they narrow it down to, right? But I mean, fuck. At this point,
I mean,
it could have
would
been
make
anything.
sense. The CTE.
Oh, 100%. Most of those motherfuckers, if you cut their brains, they're gonna have CTE.
And they were trying to say how they sell the moves. It's like, bro, he does a flying headbutt.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
he's crashing.
I
into
mean,
him.
he's hitting his head. There, you know what I mean,
That's his weapon.
Yeah.
there's
I mean,
no selling it. Or,
But
like,
his
come on.
the crippler crossface will forever live in in
That
history,
move
bro.
rules.
It was the best. It was the fucking, especially the way he did it, like grimacing and shit. Like it was awesome.
I mean, it hurts. And
Of course,
he had to have been hurting him a little bit.
100%.
Or what they
What-
call him, the rabid Wolverine.
Yeah, that's what
Scrappy
he
little
was.
fuck,
He was a little motherfucker, but he was jacked.
Yeah.
Obviously,
No neck.
jacked out of his fucking mind on steroids, right?
And him and Eddie Guerrero would go at
Oh,
it.
Eddie Guerrero
Oh,
was
yeah.
Eddie Guerrero is one of my top wrestlers, one of my favorites.
Hell
Up there
yeah.
with Razor Ramon. I love Razor Ramon. Just fucking flicking the fucking toothpick at a motherfucker.
Razor was one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Razor and Diesel. I loved both of them.
Oh, yeah.
And then I liked when they went to Hall and Nash. I just
Yeah.
liked those two together.
Yeah, they were really good together.
Those
good,
shows,
good
those shows are still big. I mean, I saw that last WrestleMania. Fucking people everywhere.
Oh,
man.
they're outselling everything. I mean, they're doing
crazy.
just fine now,
Yeah.
and they're
Yeah.
doing it clean, and it's.
Yeah, I mean,
Apparently, I don't
they're-
really follow it, but Dominic, you remember Dominic?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He follows it. And
Yeah.
he says that he likes it still. Like, I don't watch it, but apparently I thought they would like tank without old Vince, but apparently they're doing just fine.
But they said it in there. We transitioned from the beer drinking fathers to, these millennial
It's like families
fathers
now.
with all their little kids there and shit. They transitioned and they did it well. I mean, they're fucking geniuses. right?
Us
Yeah.
with our families.
Yeah, exactly. And now we think all of that shit. I wouldn't show half of that shit to my daughter. I'm not gonna fucking lie to you.
What we
Fucking
saw?
Crazy. Oh yeah. It's fucking crazy.
But it didn't
shit.
seem bad when I was watching it. I mean, you think about now with the X, like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember a
Yeah.
kid just fucking doing that shit. I didn't even watch wrestling, but that's
Bro.
how much I liked that. That shit was popular.
I didn't understand why it was as bad as I should have. I probably should have understood a little more. But
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just fun. Shawn Michaels does it, and I'm gonna do it too.
Bro,
Yeah.
one of their fucking wrestlers, his name was Mr. Ass.
Oh, really?
Billy Gunn.
Oh yeah.
Billy Gunn's fucking stage name was Mr. Ass.
Mr. Ass.
And they brought John Cena in, cleaned it up.
Oh, yeah, he's the one that cleaned it up.
Oh, what a legit good
That's
guy.
why so many people give him shit. You know what I
Al
mean?
Snow.
Oh, I remember Al Snow with the little fucking.
What does everybody need?
Yeah.
Hey, creepy ass gold dust all filling up on everybody.
I didn't get
I was just like, head.
Yeah.
Not understanding.
Exactly.
Fucking gold
bad.
dust rubbing his nipples in the corner.
Gold Dust was
crazy.
Oh my gosh, bro.
I
Gold Dust
think
was for real.
I kind of heard, because I'm a nerd and I watch those YouTube interviews of wrestling sometimes.
Yeah.
I like that more than actually watching wrestling.
Yeah,
and I
same.
think they gave Dustin that as kind of a weird punishment for
Yeah,
something.
they tried to fuck him up over it.
And he was just like,
He
"Fuck
ran with it.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Dude,
And he did like a really good character.
it's crazy. And now, and that
And they were
fucking
just like,
family,
damn.
that's royalty. That family's royalty.
Oh, I loved
Wrestling.
Dusty. When I
Oh,
was
man.
real young, I loved Big Dusty.
Yeah, that was the best, man.
And apparently, was it American Nightmare? The new one, the younger one?
Yeah,
He's
fucking
smashing. I don't watch.
Cody.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's Cody. I don't know most of the new fucking wrestlers.
Yeah, I think it
now,
is
but-
Cody.
But yeah, so yeah, the golden era is kind of fucking gone, but that's how we kind of connected, and going through that and shit, like Alan mentioned, right? We got into the whole fucking underground rap scene, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was crazy because from somebody who had never heard of this shit before, I started watching his videos and I was like, man, this shit's pretty tight, bro. This shit's pretty tough. And I'd be fucking sitting there watching this shit and everything, and he'd let me know. He's like, yeah, I'm fucking going to battle so-and-so in wherever the fuck, San Antonio. I think you went to San Antonio that time. I don't remember where it was exactly when you went to go battle this specific time, and we'd talk about that shit. So, and of course, everybody knew you by the locks. So you gotta tell me what happened to the locks. What was the decision there?
It's kind of like be a depressing answer for everybody. It was just kind of giving me neck problems.
Yeah.
That's really what it was. I was sleeping shitty.
Yeah.
Like it didn't matter because I'd do a ponytail and it just blah, blah, blah. It
In your
hurt and it was
way and shit.
annoying and it was hurting my neck. So I cut it. And I
Yeah.
tried to do some kind of halfway things for a while to kind of hold on to some bit of it. And it just wasn't working. So I just went
Yeah.
perfect credit score haircut.
Yeah. Well, fuck, if you got it, baby. Fuck it, man. But yeah, for anybody who will see, you know, if you go online and you go on fucking YouTube,
I was
and
a
you search
different
Seaweave,
person.
oh,
I had
100%.
the goatee.
Yeah, you fucking look up Seaweave. He's gonna be on there fucking rapping with about 3 feet of fucking hair, and you're gonna see this guy, and you're gonna be like, "What the fuck?" You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be crazy, right?
Yeah,
But,
totally different guy.
Yeah, man. But does anybody hit you up still from the rap scene? Like, what are you up to? You still getting the mix? Or, I imagine in Austin, it's a little bit more prominent than it fucking is in Midland, or no?
I don't hear anything about battle rap.
Nothing.
I don't know of anything going on anywhere.
Really.
I don't pay
just left
attention
that
whatsoever.
behind.
I stopped getting asked probably 2-3 years ago.
Really.
I haven't done it in 10 years. I would occasionally get asked for like 5, 6, 7 years,
Yeah.
here and there, and I would just throw them a price tag that was ridiculous.
Yeah.
So that it was a win-win for me. It was just like, okay, I get a ridiculous amount of money,
Mm-hmm.
or I don't do it because I didn't really want to do it.
Yeah.
But like a lot of money would have made me want to do it.
Yeah.
No one wanted to pay it. I didn't do it.
But I remember the fucking passion you did it with.
When I did it, I was all in.
Yeah.
When I do anything, I'm all in.
Yeah, yeah,
And
I
then
know that
when I
about you.
decide I'm done, I'm
You're
out.
all the way out.
And I got out of battle rap. But when I was in it, I
Yeah.
wanted to murder them.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, there was no.
Lighting people up.
No.
Did you get them like so mad they try to fight you or anything?
No one ever tried to fight me. Well, I don't know.
A couple people.
I guess
got
you could
pretty
watch
mad.
the Dub 6 battle. That got weird.
Or is that fun? Like you can tell like someone's losing their cool and they just start kind of like crumbling.
That's the whole point, right?
They're not being funny. They're not
Yeah.
even rhyming. They're just like
A
pissed
lot of
off.
times, if they're like, if they're feeling it, they'll start to choke. That's when it really hits them, and they just start to choke.
They
You're all
forget
talking about their
line.
dead mom.
Yeah, you're all sad. And
Bringing up some real shit.
They'll talk through your stuff. that's the sign of someone that knows that they're getting their ass kicked.
Interrupt.
I always tell people that when someone starts talking over you, they're embarrassed. The crowd's reacting to them, so they're going to start talking over you like you don't matter because they know they're getting lit up.
Yeah.
That's how ghetto motherfuckers argue.
Man, bro.
I swear, man. They just
If
get
you
loud.
haven't, if you
Stand
haven't
there and
checked out,
take your beating.
so people understand like the battle rap, because a lot of people don't understand like the battle rap, concept, or they can't envision it. It's not somebody putting a fucking beat out there. It's not. You would envision that shit like at a club with beat. It's fucking dead ass quiet, a big ass crowd, two fucking dudes going straight acapella and fucking rhyming, just to insult. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. How long is it? How what was the intervals of time?
It could be whatever. I want to say it. I think the default was
bars.
always a minute.
And
And
or certain
then
bars, like a number of bars.
You could go to. A minute was typically 16.
Oh, okay.
And then 24, so that would be 90 seconds.
Yeah.
And then I would always try to do 2 minutes, and I got to do a couple like 3 minutes. I had like 1 or 2 unlimited rounds. Those were fun. I liked to like go for a while.
Yeah.
I didn't like the 1 minutes. But yeah, it's typically 60 seconds. It's judged like boxing.
Yeah.
You got 3 or 5 random people, probably drunk, money on the line, deciding, who, I don't know, who looks cooler, who said something that made the crowd laugh more, even though this guy's actually maybe, I hated about the battle rap judging.
Hey,
a lot of the times they just get to the end and say, we want to see an overtime. It was a tie when there'd be a clear winner just because they're a greedy crowd and they want to see an overtime round. So they wouldn't give the rightful winner his due.
So like the same way like a fighter would try to pick certain rule sets or certain rounds and certain links that are to their advantage. Like for you as a battle rapper, what like circumstances would you prefer, in that
Round wise?
Yeah, just whatever rule set, time, whatever, and then like, where you thrive the best.
That's an interesting question. I like longer rounds for sure, and I will admit, like a downfall of mine was I would always put the weaker stuff into round 2. Mm-hmm. If you go through any of my battles, my second round they're always fine, but they're definitely my weakest. Yeah, because I would make sure round 1 was a monster. And then round 3 was a monster with a motherfucking monster closer.
Yeah.
I was like pretty fucking good at putting those last 2 to 4 lines at the end of the battle. So I like the longer rounds for sure because I'm greedy. I like to say a bunch more. Makes me feel cooler to go longer.
Well, you got more opportunities too. To
the 60 seconds really isn't enough. That's why I like the Michael White battle so much because the 3rd round was unlimited.
Yeah, that's the one that sticks out to me the most.
Every battle I've done up to that was one. I think maybe one. I talked to one guy in the 90 seconds just because I was trying to like spit more.
Yeah.
And then we get to the Michael White battle and we did 2 60s. And then, but I was like, it's one of the stipulations be the 3rd round is unlimited. And he agreed to it. And I was like, dude, fuck, yes. This is where I'm like going to really get to show people that I'm fucking king of the dot, grind time level. And I've timed it. I think I went like 5 minutes. And I got to like be slow and try to be funny. Mm-hmm. I wasn't having to speed through and rap. That 3rd round is just a bunch of slow, almost just like a comedy show of jokes, just really roasting him. Yeah. And that's like probably my favorite round. Yeah. Maybe of all time.
I remember that's the first one that, hey, go watch that one. And that one stuck
It's funny because he's funny and weird.
Yeah.
So it's an entertaining battle. He's a weird guy.
And a lot of people, he was really popular.
He's a nice guy. Yeah, he was very popular.
Really popular with people. The crowd would go crazy on his punchlines and shit.
That was why we chose him. DDP knew what DDP was shout out to him. He was the
organizer,
president of our like little league. So he knew. I was like 5-0 going into that. So he was trying to like build me up to get me more attention. And he was like, I'm going to pay to get Michael White because he knew that he was blowing up all over in TBL, Texas Battle League, Austin, Corpus Christi, San Antonio, and all that. So, yeah, they paid him. He actually stayed the night with me.
Wow. Hey everybody, Patch Boys here. We want to do this quick short so we can provide some information about our new sponsors, Underdog Wireline. You can see I'm wearing their merch here. So I just want to tell you a few things that they provide. Of course, they're in Wireline. In Wireline, they provide pump down, logging, pipe recovery services, and as well production work. And some of the other stuff that they provide, they have emergency shower trailers and cool down trailers for rent. At the end of this, we're going to put their contact information. They believe in us, we believe in them, and I think we're a match made in heaven. We appreciate all the support, and we hope that you support Underdog Wireline as well. Thank you guys. Hey, what's up everybody? Patch Boys here with some more exciting news. So we got a little partnership going with Colin McClellan, also known as Frack Slap. You guys know him from the podcast. And, of course, the people from the industry know him as the Roughneck from West Texas, doing big things, right? So he's got a new app coming out. It's called the Collide app. It's a community-based app for oil and gas industry. It's a public forum, basically, where you can go join in conversations with other people that are like-minded or have like jobs in the oil business or different jobs, right? It also has a YouTube like platform where you can search videos and learn about anything in the oil field. It features AI. You can also ask direct questions to and get a direct answer really quick. Man, and if you're looking for a job, Collide Jobs is there to help, man. This is an all-inclusive app, fantastic for the oil and gas industry. I hope you guys can join the Patch Boys there. Thank you. But yeah, man. Speaking of league, so I just thought right now, I just fucking hit light bulb because you and Ricky were in here like, we fucking know each other. Yeah, no shit. You fuckers have been in my league for years.
Oh, there we go.
Yes.
I'm over here saying Baker and
Yeah,
fucking all this shit.
The once a year.
Yeah.
The fantasy
You
football.
did have long hair.
Absolutely, man.
I
Yeah.
do remember.
Yeah,
That's a
you
different
remember.
guy, dude.
Yeah, man. That's a different man.
Yeah.
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 So, yeah, man. When are you going to make your comeback, brother?
Of what?
Of fantasy football, man. You leaving it behind now that you're judging and everything
I'm
else?
still doing my league.
You are?
I've got my league going in its 11th year.
Damn it. Yeah, I remember. You did it with a few other friends. I know Dominic's in
It's
it,
just
right?
like, yeah, it's like friends and family.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're
That's
in the
dope.
11th season.
That's dope, man. Yeah. Hopefully, every year I trickle in somebody out. Like, people will leave and leave for a year and then come back. We actually lost Fancy Pants. You remember Fancy Pants? That was his Ryan. Ryan, the other white dude.
White dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
do remember him. The other white
So
dude.
he was y'all were OGs. So when I started the league, you guys were in the original league that I started because I started the league in SLB. And then whenever I
Like
left
10
that league,
years ago,
yeah,
at least.
fucking, it's been longer than that at this point, but at least 10 fucking years. And he was one of the OGs because he's a friend of my sister's. And just this year, he was like, man, I can't do it. You know, I got my kids and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, yeah, I feel you, man. I feel you. And then you told me too. And I was like, oh, fuck. So now I have to like put in some people. So I brought in a couple new guys and everything. And they're doing fine and everything. But obviously, at the end of the year, it'll always be, yo, this guy ain't gonna do it. That guy ain't gonna do it for that 1 year. So I always go back to my OGs. I'm gonna hit a Ryan. I'll eventually hit you up too and see if you want back in. You know,
I was doing like the 2 a year and the 3 a year, and it was like getting a little too much. I was getting pissed off,
yeah.
kind of a baby.
Yeah.
So I just dropped down. I was like, I'm just gonna do my league for a couple years, and shit, I think about quitting this one. I get so fucking mad sometimes. I'm pretty mad this weekend.
This fucking season is not fucking around.
They
bro.
announced that Debo Samuel was fucking
solid.
healthy, so I flexed him.
Yeah,
Plays like 2 plays and then leaves the game sick.
flu game. Yeah, he had the fucking
And
flu.
I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna probably lose the game.
Dude, that was
that makes me
happening.
want to quit.
I played
forever.
James Cook last week, and he was in a fucking scratch till game time. And I fucking played him last week, James Cook from fucking Buffalo. A lot of people been getting fucking sick. I've been seeing illness on a lot of fucking players.
Really?
Yeah, man. It's been fucking crazy. Everybody just fucking vid it out, I guess. I don't know. And you know how the
you play
fucking NFL is
fantasy?
with COVID.
Nah, man.
No.
I barely started even watching the NFL, dude.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like it was mostly just combat sports. All I keep up with.
Yeah.
Honestly, you know, like if a game's on, I'll watch. If it's Cowboys on, I'll root for them. But like, for the most part. But now I guess like being 34 or whatever, it's just like I know it's Sunday. It's like shit, hell yeah, it's easy to know what's on TV.
Yeah.
For me, it's getting just pure dad mode, bro.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
At this fucking point, bro, like almost every inch of my day, I have a sporting event to watch. I started fucking watching hockey.
fucking guy.
I watch most things. And why do I do that? Because when I'm with my kids, I just want to, if we're just at home and they're with me and I have nothing to do, I'm just there fucking, my daughter's playing dolls or this and the other, I always have something to watch. No matter what.
That's how I feel now. It's like there's no guesswork. There's no scrolling through Netflix
Exactly.
or fucking Hulu. It's like shit, it's fun day, it's football. Hell yeah.
Watching football, and when fucking hockey comes
It's
back.
almost
The only
comforting.
I just don't fuck with basketball. I'm just not a fucking basketball guy.
I like the series. That's about it. I catch a couple and then I'm done.
Yeah,
after that, bro.
I just feel like basketball players are such pussies, bro. Whatever. Yeah. There's a lot of
I don't
people.
watch it all.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that love basketball and shit, and good for you and everything. But I just think
not the
basketball
golden
players are such
era.
I
pussies.
think it's
man.
more of a pussy sport than soccer.
100%. Soccer player, 100%.
Hey, what's
bro.
the most pussy sport?
Oh shit!
I honestly,
man.
really,
There has to be one.
Yeah, it's true.
Or would it be like those like most pussy sport? Pickleball?
Yeah,
I don't know.
something can be hard without fucking being physical contact.
Or would it
you
be
know what I'm
like
saying?
hula hooping?
Yeah, there you go. Some
I don't
shit.
know. Basketball to me is because they fucking complain and they flop. You know, soccer does the same shit, but I still think soccer players are less. Yeah, they flop like fucking crazy, bro.
So-
I
so-
think that's where basketball got that shit from.
Oh, it could. I mean,
From soccer, because those motherfuckers like a tap on the leg and you might as well have cut the motherfucker off, bro. For real.
so what got you into the boxing? Like just straight wanting to be a ref? I mean, these other people don't really do that. I mean,
I kind of just always wanted to do it.
Yeah.
And then with my grandpa being a judge,
Oh, really?
yeah, in
Okay.
the 80s and 90s. So that's why I grew up with it and just really liked it. And then, I don't know, I kind of just wanted to follow in his footsteps.
Appreciating the
Yeah.
sweet science.
There you
So
go.
I became an amateur judge 3 years ago. And then after 2 years, they approved me pro. So that's been about 1 year. So
That's
it's 3
fucking
years
amazing.
all around.
Yeah.
1 year pro.
You get a lot of hate from the fans and stuff like that, or
I'm not there yet.
no?
No one cares.
Yeah.
Like, my fights aren't.
What are you judging? Like adults or kids?
It's
or-
pros.
Pros?
Yeah,
Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay. Nice, man.
It's pros. It's just nothing that's really going to be like televised, So it's not going to catch all the heat. So
I got you.
So you're mainly in San Antonio, Austin, in those areas where you go all over. Where have you been so far?
amateurs
actually?
really, really all over. Pro, I have a Texas license.
Texas license, yeah.
So like you came in with like a bunch of knowledge about boxing and stuff. Is that common or was it kind of uncommon? Does anybody just become an official?
As a pro, if they're pro, probably.
Yeah.
If they, I can't say. I think some people go amateur for different reasons, So, like family members, maybe they're not like true diehards, but there's definitely people like me, and it's awesome. It's awesome to be around a lot of people who really know what they're talking about.
And love it.
But then there's people, that's just what
Just a job.
they're just there because
Something to
daughter, sister, something,
okay,
cousin.
okay.
They're just helping out and they enjoy it. They like boxing,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
they're not like
do.
a
Fanatics.
fanatic.
Yeah.
And we're fanatics.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Like it's bad.
Yeah, it is. It is bad, especially when back in the day gambling. Oh man,
Yeah.
and this fucking guy, being this fucking, but man, should we put 1,000 on it? Let's put. And we were our biggest loss, and we'll talk about our biggest loss, right? Together.
Can I pause you and you please resume right where you are?
Yeah,
Can I pause you and say
for sure.
that I no longer bet
Yes,
because I have a Texas pro license.
100%.
So we are not allowed to bet whatsoever.
Yeah.
I'm at the risk of losing my license. I would never do that because I fucking love what I do. I do not bet anymore.
Yeah,
But this is funny. And
100%.
I mean,
So this is just a story,
I
right?
get it though.
This is
It's
no
just like
longer.
10
This is no
years
longer.
ago. I
current.
know where you're
Yeah,
going with
Yeah,
it.
let me get the exact date.
I think
so I
this
can put
like
the fucking
cheats.
stuff.
I think this is like 2014.
Well, let me see. Let
This
me
is
see.
a decade ago.
That's funny, man.
I'm pretty positive I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I know you do. I know you do. It is. Let me see.
I'm gonna say 2014.
It's 2014.
Yeah.
So
Damn.
June 7th.
I got a weird boxing memory.
Yeah, June 7th, 2014. Huge fucking event.
10 years and 4 months ago.
Yeah. Sergio Martinez, Miguel Cotto.
Oh boy.
I think probably Dustin and spoke about this fucking fight. Quite possibly, we spent 2 to 2.5 to 3 hours per day till this fucking fight happened. And I think the main reason why is because we were so fucking deep that we were trying to convince ourselves that there's no fucking way we would lose. It's 100% the truth.
We were absolutely
Sure.
trying to convince ourselves.
100%.
That your money.
But we were absolutely sure.
And you know
but
what?
we were delusional.
Yeah,
we were
the fucked up part is we love both.
We love both. And here's why I really hate myself.
Yeah.
The original bet, I was gonna bet you
I know.
against each other, and we had 100, and I was gonna bet Kodo.
Yeah. I
And-
remember that.
I don't know. I don't know what happened. Something changed, and I was like, man.
Sorry, Rick. I know this is
Starting to
Nah,
lean
you're
towards
good, man. You're
Sergio
good.
for some reason, and he was like, "We can cancel our bet. We'll jump together and we'll do this ridiculous bet." And I was like, "Okay." And we probably 4 to 6 weeks.
Hey, keep in mind, in 2014, Dustin and I are fucking working round the clock. Like, this shit was wild. Back in 2014, when we were at SLB, together, we were working round the fucking clock. So we saw each other constantly. I was on the fucking shop. I'd go in and talk to this fucking guy during lunch, during breaks, during all this shit. And
I
we're
always
just sitting
sat
there
like at the front, right of the door, and you'd sit right there. So we would just have like direct
conversations.
I was like the closest one to that seat.
Dude, that was so fucking bad. So the fight fucking happens. I don't even want to see Dustin the next fucking day.
Damn.
Like, it was not even a fight. It was a slaughtering from the first fucking bell. And the reason why it was a slaughtering is because it was very misleading how healthy Sergio Martinez was at the time. He had suffered 2 damaged knees against Cesar Chavez Jr. in his previous fight, but they fucking prettied it up, right? And this is the thing about media, because we have our own fucking deal with media. We talk about it all the time. Like, it was such misinformation, dude. It was fucking crazy. The information that we were getting was that the fucking guy went through extensive fucking therapy. He still had his therapist, and he was rebounding like never seen before. Like, crazy shit was being said.
I think that may all be true, and it just
didn't matter.
It was too soon.
Yeah, 100%.
It was just too soon. But on 24/7, he was on the treadmill, just fucking
Yeah.
And that's when we just be saying to each other, we'd be like, "Look at that knee looking good. Like,
Yeah.
we got this.
We were talking ourselves into this shit so
We
bad.
were crazy.
We were crazy.
And then, like, it was
crazy.
literally 30 seconds into the first round
And whack.
when you could just clearly see that Sergio was on one knee. And he, like, went down already. Somehow the fight went 10, 11 rounds.
Yeah, it was Cotto being generous. Let's be real. He's a nice guy.
Yeah, it was easy.
Yeah.
Cotto just absolutely.
And they were very amicable.
Cotto looked tremendous.
Yeah, they were very amicable. Cotto's always been a very stand-up fighter, very stand-up guy.
Cotto's
and he's put on big shows for all of us.
Cotto's possible right there with my favorite of all time.
I give a lot of shit. I have a couple Puerto Rican guys that work with me, that work under me, and I give them shit so bad because I had the Canelo fight at my house with Berlanga, and I was like, I want you guys to be there just so you see what the Mexicans gonna do to them. And it was fucking funny, man. I gave them shit because they're Puerto Rican and shit, but man, honestly, they're right there with the Mexican fighters that I love. The Puerto Rican fighters made it worthwhile watching those fucking fights. You know what I mean? those rivalries are amazing. So
Yeah,
it's great.
Cotto was one of the last fighters that I like latched onto.
Yeah.
It was probably age as well. I was still early, when I was like low 20s, even mid 20s. I was still like a pinch of that like wrestling phase where like if I liked them and I just thought they were a really good boxer, like I would kind of grow an attachment.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm
But-
the same way where I don't. I guess I'm the opposite in that I don't bet. Like I hate losing money
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But like with fights, like I don't get like financially invested in fighters or emotionally invested in fighters anymore.
Yeah.
It's like the best I can do, especially if I really like them, is just hope for a good fight.
Yeah.
Like I hope both
Yeah,
guys
yeah,
put
yeah,
on a
yeah,
good
yeah.
performance and it's an excellent display of.
That's how I've
sure.
become.
Yeah.
Once I hit like 30, it started to get tougher and tougher to kind of like root.
Yeah.
And then now, I don't know. And then in the last couple of years after being a judge, I've just kind of like become a robot and kind of like put
The
an end to all of
contest.
that. So like I genuinely do not care who wins ever. Like I don't
Yeah.
root anymore. There's no one so Cotto was one of the very last people that I latched onto. Like Jermaine Taylor, Miguel Cotto,
Yeah.
Bud Crawford for a while. He was probably the last one.
Yeah, Bud.
Just I don't know, just because his rise through 147 and getting to finish it off the way he did
Yeah.
with the shirt
that way.
that I'm wearing, Spence
Yeah.
versus Crawford. It was just all a great finale, but I don't care
Yeah.
if he loses.
For that
I don't root for anybody. Like
Yeah.
it's kind of made it fun, and I don't bet anymore. So like I just score all the fights, and we do them online, and like they get observed by
Really?
Dave Sutherland.
Dave Sutherland.
We do it. This WBC online judging. They give us fights, so we'll watch the fight and do it online and input it, and then
That's cool.
Just for
like-
sheer practicing.
Damn, that's cool, man.
cheer practice, and then
Get a
they'll email us a
consensus.
spreadsheet kind of thing of the results and
Yeah.
put you on blast, and they're just always watching, and it's just good practice. And oops, sorry, and
you're
I just hope that I don't know. I'm just gonna keep doing it and
Yeah.
see if
Man,
it does anything.
I
It's
hope.
very fun. It's very
for
very
sure.
fun.
I hope this shit goes well for you and everything. So
Thank you, man.
So,
Man,
so how did y'all meet? Like, how did you and Allan meet each other?
I think it was Facebook,
Yeah.
like in
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, it's probably the podcast days.
18,
Yeah.
17, 2017.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause then, there was that and then shows and stuff too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
You know, that's why, like, because, like, I mean, like, I know that you're into boxing. My man's into MMA. Or you like boxing too, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But do you like MMA too, or what is your thing on
It's
that?
grown on me, and I've actually officiated a few MMA events, and it's very, very fun.
Really?
Yeah, to be ringside, it's fun.
What do you think the difference is from? I mean, I know there's a big difference just in sport wise, but is it a different feel for you, like judging MMA in a boxing match, or?
I mean, it is and it isn't.
You gotta
Like,
get used to all the gay stuff.
all the rolling around.
I did not say that.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's boxing. Plus, you have to somehow mix that in and kind of weigh it out. And I don't know. It makes sense in a way. It took me a while to kind of figure out. I started like studying MMA and watching
Ground
all the
game and
I'd
everything.
watch it on YouTube, and I started watching all the UFC, like the pay-per-views and stuff.
Yeah.
So like, I'm getting savvy. And again, I'm with that, especially like, I'm not a fan. I just watch, and
Yeah.
I'm trying to score and just get better at that. So
Yeah.
yeah, the event I did went well, and then I also did timekeeper for an MMA
Really?
event, and that
Cool.
was fun. That was really
Yeah.
fun.
MMA events, man, they're getting bigger and
They're
bigger.
fun. They're
It's
fun.
fucking. I love MMA. I love boxing. I love MMA.
It was an amazing atmosphere. The announcer was cool. They had commentators
Yeah.
that were like over the PA for everyone to hear, and
Wow.
like between the round, like, but I think probably between the fights. I don't know if they talked between the rounds, maybe. And then once they would cut it live or for us, but they were on a Twitch stream. Like people were watching live.
Yeah.
And I mean, it feels,
Yeah.
it was awesome.
I think
Like,
for-
I love
cool
doing
shit.
the MMA events.
Yeah, I think for me, like, it was the perfect, because we talked about like the attitude era.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I think UFC came on my radar right as I'm transitioning out of like wrestling.
That totally makes sense.
The
Yeah,
As
for
Real as It Gets and the Ultimate Knockout DVDs. And
That
stuff.
totally
Ken,
makes sense.
Ken Shamrock going back
Yeah,
and
Tito
forth.
Ortiz
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Tank,
those
Tank
guys.
Abbott.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, those guys went back and
Tank.
forth and shit.
Because there was a lot. I think there's a lot of crossover there with like the WWE crowd
Absolutely.
to the Just Bleed crowd,
Yeah.
which
It's 'cause-
helped to the Tap Out and Spike TV crowd. You know what I mean?
Especially
a
back
lot
then.
of the big collegiate wrestlers and Olympic wrestlers would go into entertainment wrestling, which is what I would fucking call it. Pro wrestling is what they say, right?
Oh
But-
my god.
Kurt Angle.
I unplugged myself. I'm so sorry.
You're good.
No,
It's
you're
right
good.
there.
No worries.
What do I do?
So
It's right there.
right there. Just plug
Yeah,
it right
yeah.
back in, bud. There you go.
That won't affect anything. We
Yeah,
just
yeah,
do it.
yeah.
Oh,
You're
what
good.
do I do?
Yeah, but yeah, like most of those guys, a lot of them would go into pro wrestling because, well, fuck, I did wrestling or whatever back here. Pro wrestling is not that. For me, pro wrestling is Olympic wrestling. That's actual pro wrestling, like Greco-Roman wrestling.
You sound like the South Park coach. Remember?
That's a great episode.
Yeah, but that's
Great
for me. Pro wrestling is not. It's not fucking professional wrestling. It's drama
It's
with athletic feats.
it's
you know what I mean?
entertainment.
Yeah,
Sports
absolutely.
entertainment.
It's straight entertainment.
Sports
And,
entertainment is
yeah.
a great name.
Yeah.
Sports entertainment.
And UFC kind of gave wrestlers that out. Now wrestlers fucking dominate. Like, if you're a really good wrestler, you can close that fucking gap if you don't have great striking. Like, really true.
Hey, it's
Yeah.
interesting how they kind of like
The only-
complement
yeah,
each
yeah,
other
yeah.
now. Like
Yeah.
the WWE and the well, they are owned by TKO.
Yeah, it's
same
all
company,
the same shit.
of
yeah.
course. But like fighters have to adopt some of that persona as being heels and baby faces, kind of in the lead up to fights. To sell themselves and
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah, hell yeah.
their
the heel.
image and
Sells tickets, dude.
And then
For sure.
I guess
It does.
opposite too, like WWE can use it when MMA guys come over and try to take up a career.
Well, they bring their fans.
Yeah,
think
right.
Ronda Rousey, like, she brought over a ton of fucking fans. Like,
Yeah, Cain
it's crazy.
Velasquez.
Yeah.
I'm sure Michael Chandler could
yeah.
do something like
Oh,
that.
I'm sure he can, but he's not done getting his ass whooped.
Brock Lesnar.
Yeah,
Oh,
Brock Lesnar was huge.
Obvious, huh?
He was the biggest crossover for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. But yeah, so we're just to jump off the sports edge there. for a
Wait, hold
second,
on.
you
Don't
know,
jump off the sports yet.
Yeah, okay.
I was gonna say just to get your opinion on it too, because I was watching football yesterday, and there's this commercial right where it's probably like Deion Sanders and Jerry Rice and all these old guys, and they're like eating
wanna
chips
come
or whatever.
back.
Yeah, and they want to come back, right?
Yeah.
And the whole point of the commercial is
Yeah.
how goofy it is to have these old men on the field, right? How absurd the notion is, right?
Yeah.
Then you come over here to combat sports, with like more stark consequences, and you have like a guy like Mike Tyson gonna fight like Jake
I don't
Paul.
agree with that fight.
What do
by
you
the
think
way.
about that one?
Say what you mean and mean what you say, brother. You can't get into that one?
If you were asked to officiate that one,
I would love to officiate it. That is
Do you agree with it?
all I will say about it. Mike Tyson is a grown man and can do whatever he wants.
Of
course.
As can Jake Paul.
100%.
They're both making money. They both signed a contract. I have no issues with it.
And a very stipulated contract, by the way. So this contract has tons of stipulations in it. Some that obviously aren't going to be released, but they've heard rumors about it. Knockout clauses to where they don't knock each other out. Also, a certain test that they have to pass, mainly EKGs, ECGs, literally right before they fight. And that's mainly on the Tyson side because he's already had fucking heart issues. And the truth of the matter is that it'd be great for Mike Tyson to regain glory, but Father Time's fucking undefeated, bro. That's 100% my view on it. Father Time's 100% undefeated, and you're giving clout to someone who, maybe he's bringing eyes to the sport, but I've made it pretty fucking clear. Like I myself, that I don't agree that Jake Paul should be fighting the people that he's fucking fighting. Man, if you want to really build a legitimate boxing career, you fight your way up with boxers. That's the way that I feel about it.
Yeah, you don't start in the nursing home.
100%. You build your way up with boxers. The first time he had any kind of problems was with an actual boxer in Fury.
Oh yeah, I always point that out to people.
And it was with simple technical striking, right? Simple jabs out, simple check hooks, because Jake Paul does not understand that. And if you put him in there with an MMA fighter who's used to fucking throwing hooks until he lands or until he can grab onto somebody, because it's different striking to get in and strike more than striking to get in and grab hold. It's a completely fucking different concept, right? You can't, MMA fighters can't do that shit. That's simple as fucking that. As much as they say, we can't do y'all sport, you can't do ours. You can do our sport poorly. You can do boxing poorly. Some of them, they do all right, whatever. Everybody goes back to the Conor McGregor before he got fucking tired. Let's make this really fucking clear. Conor McGregor made it to that round because Mayweather had $2 million fucking dollars bet on himself. Exacta. For that fucking round. I'm going to say it straight up.
I've never heard that.
Yeah. He had money. He had a $2 million bet. You know Mayweather bets on himself on every fucking fight. It was documented because in any of those 24/7s, you remember famously one chick walking in with the suitcases of money and collecting the check, the actual ticket for that money and coming out. It's not illegal for him to do so. To bet.
I don't know.
Right.
Is it? No? Is
As
it
far as I know,
Everything
it's not
right
illegal
here.
for him to bet on
I
himself.
feel like the best MMA boxing display was Ngannou Fury. Because with Fury, I guess for that fight on that night, I was like good for the MMA guy. You know what I mean? As far as
it looked good. And then Josh,
and then
shut it
Josh
down
came
fast.
back and just shut
But
it
let
down.
me tell you something about
Said
that
enough
fight
of
with
this.
Fury,
He
and
got
you
slid.
can second this about Fury. Fury before he fought that fight was literally drinking himself into a fucking hole.
Yeah. No, he looked like shit, but as far as like using his weight and stuff like that,
Yeah.
like in Ngannou, you could see where his MMA skills, like in the clinch and the dirty boxing and stuff like that, like it helped him. It was a big benefit, it seemed like, in the ring in there against the sloppy
The
big-ass Tyson Fury.
the Fury that you saw against Usyk would have demolished Ngannou very quickly.
Yeah, probably.
That Fury was top-notch Fury, in shape, ready to go against Usyk.
I mean, he still won the
Didn't
fight,
matter
too.
because Usyk's a different animal, man.
Yeah.
These guys that can fight up, they're different guys. They're different type of people because they have to push through a strength and size disadvantage.
Usyk's that Ukrainian guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a monster.
That dude
One of the
looks
best in the
crazy.
world.
He
if
looks
not
like
the
a super
best.
nice guy, but like super crazy.
Him and Lomachenko are like
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Yep.
both trained by Loma's father.
Yeah.
So that's got to be
Should
hard.
get
like-
his flowers because both of those fucking guys are amazing. And I honestly,
Lomachenko's out there on the fucking
Lomachenko,
battlefield, right?
Yeah, not was.
He's back.
Was.
He's fought.
Lomachenko should have got the win against Devin Haney. That's what I thought. You as a judge, what did you think about that decision?
You know, I would like to judge it now.
Yeah.
I would like to judge it now. I haven't done that since it happened. At the time, I don't know. I thought it was at least a draw. I don't remember though. Yeah, I would like to score it. I'm glad you kind of brought this up. I would like to as soon as I get back, I'm going to score.
That's an amazing fight to
right
score.
now because I feel like I've improved slowly
Yeah.
over the last year or two. So
Yeah.
Do you
I'd
do
like
that
to
a lot?
do what?
Pick fights and just.
Oh yeah, and
Yeah.
watch them on. Oh yeah, I watch a lot of fights.
You ever
on
had some
YouTube.
fights where you pick like you score and you're like, wow, how do you even get that shit?
No.
Completely different.
Well,
Yeah.
like, so the things are
If
you
I
looking
saw
for?
once you do a round, you move on. You don't think about it.
Do you have like a list, like a priorities of like the things that you're looking for?
You're just wanting clean, effective punches and kind of like the strength of them, the power of them, how much damage is being
Volume.
done. So, you know, you're kind of counting the punches landed, but you're also kind of weighing it out with how much damage they're doing. A hook can equal 2, maybe 3 jab. It's you just have to see it, you know. Triple
Yeah.
G's got a stronger jab than
Absolutely.
other people. You just have to kind of just, you know, see who's landing the more effective punches. Who would you want to be
Yeah.
in that round? It's not, you don't get rewarded for defense. it's encouraged because it helps you land those clean punches that you're supposed to land. But it's all about the clean punches. So I know I judged an amateur event last weekend, and the first fight right out the gate, we had a unanimous decision, and the crowd was not happy because the fighter that lost, he was coming forward the entire time, smothering him, throwing a lot of punches.
Yeah.
But they were just kind of pushing. They weren't landing at all. They weren't effective. And the other guy was countering with big, hard, effective hooks all through. And
Damage.
they were causing it. And I remember thinking, like, this is a fight where I could see where a judge would go to the one who's super, super throwing.
Aggressive.
Yeah. But I felt like the guy that was on the ropes the whole time was just ripping to the body and doing big things when he was doing them. And I just felt like it was outweighing it. So I was scoring for him. I went 2-1. I gave the guy who ended up losing round 3. I gave him round 3 because the winner was more tired at that point.
Yeah.
So
it was
so the smothering was a little more. It was effective. Really effective at that point.
He needed more fucking rounds then.
And it turns out that all 3 of us judges gave the winner the first 2 rounds. Like, they saw it as I saw it.
Yeah.
Which made me feel good because I was like, I feel like I'm seeing this correctly.
You got affirmed.
And then I went and talked to them. Like, we always talk it out once we take our breaks. And me and this one guy specifically, we were talking it out. And he was just like, he said exactly what I said. He was like, he was just landing the shots that were effective. The other guy wasn't really landing. They were just kind of winging off the arms. And when it went to the decision, it was unanimous.
Guys, just wanted to come out here and say, make sure you hit up Underdog Wireline, man. These guys really know what they're doing. They got it going. I've worked with them personally on the field. I know you've heard me say it 100 times, but it's the truth. So look, they offer emergency shower trailers. They offer lay-down machines. They offer cool-down trailers. They even offer wireline, slick line, braided line, whatever you need. They probably got whatever line that you want, bro. So hit these guys up. Give them a call at this number, and support them like they support us.
This episode is sponsored by Collide. Now, you might remember Fraxat from our previous episode. The man's from Midland, he's a roughneck, and he built a really cool app called Collide. Now, this app is a community app for the oil and gas industry, where you can join forums to ask questions and to share information. Let's say you're looking for a job, you want more money, you want to move up in the industry, look at Collide Jobs. This app features impressive AI tools. It has a very advanced YouTube-like platform, and you can search any topic in energy videos. Look, this app even has an AI bot where you can ask questions and it will answer them instantly. So look, it's free. Sign up now at collide.io.
¿Qué onda, mi raza? Aquí están los Patch Boys. Queremos hablarles de unos patrocinadores de nosotros que son BEST, que es Belloc Energy Service and Transport. Estos chavos son camaradas de nosotros de por vida. Y inmediatamente ellos fueron los primeros patrocinadores que tuvimos nosotros, o queremos que ustedes les den el apoyo que nos dan a nosotros. Best tiene sandblasting, coating, rustabout, welding. Estos chavos se avientan de todo. Aquí vamos a dejar la información y por favor denle la mano como la dan a nosotros. Gracias.